Good afternoon, everybody. This is Lady Deborah from Valdosta, Georgia, and we're going to talk. We're going to read Esther 7 and study in Esther 7 tonight. Esther 7, verse 1. So the king and Haman came to banquet with Esther the queen, or to drink with her, that is, wine. This is speaking of the second banquet we saw in the last lesson, the humiliation of this self centered Haman. He still was not aware that Esther was a Jew. The king had granted the queen both requests to come to her banquet, but he knew that was not really her request of him. He had already offered her half of the kingdom if that was what she desired. Verse 2. And the king said again unto Esther on the second day at the banquet of wine, What is thy petition, Queen Esther? And it shall be granted thee. And what is thy request? And it shall be performed, even to the half of the kingdom. The king offered again to grant Esther's request. He loved her and he wanted her to be happy. Verse 3. Then Esther the queen answered and said, If I have found favor in thy sight, O king, and if it please the king, let my life be given me at my petition and my people at my request. This had to be a shock to the king that anyone would threaten the life of his queen. He did not know that Esther was Hebrew. She had never told him, and he had never asked up until now. She first asked him to save her life, and then she asked for the lives of her people. Esther 7, verse 4. For we are sold, and I myself and bondwomen. I had held my tongue, although the enemy could not countervail the king's damage. The king possibly still had no idea of what she was speaking. He did not write the edict to kill all the Jews. Haman had written the edict and sealed it with the king's signet ring. She actually believed the king had sold their lives to the wicked Haman. She said she would have understood if he had people to take their place, but she did not understand the destruction with nothing to gain. She thought that Haman was going to pay the king for the Jews that were killed. She was saying he would not have near enough money to pay for their lives. Countervail in this instance means equalize. The king would lose far more than Haman could pay. Verse 5. Then the king Ahasuerus, I still can't say it, and answered and said unto Esther the queen, Who is he and where is he that durst presume in his heart to do so? The king was still not aware that this was connected with the edict. He asked Esther who would dare to kill the queen. In verse 6, and Esther said, The adversary and enemy is the wicked Haman. Good afternoon, Joel. Nice to join me. I done my soul fast. Now I'm doing Esther's because I'm not going to be on tomorrow. Not going to be on live, let's put it that way. Then Haman was afraid before the king and queen. The king had not even suspicioned Haman. Haman suddenly remembered what the wise men had told him would happen to him. Esther called Haman an adversary of the king. Verse 7, And the king arising from the banquet of wine in his wrath went into the palace garden, and Haman stood up to make request for his life to Esther the queen, for he saw that there was evil determined against him by the king. The king was not quick to kill someone. He walked into the garden, possibly to try to sort out this whole thing. He really wanted to kill Haman for trying to kill Esther. Haman caught him gone to the garden and began to plead for his life to be spared. He realized that the king would kill him if Esther did not stop him. Verse 8. He can't find it. Well, that's the thing. I can't send him an invite. I don't know how to. Oh, let me see. I don't think there's a place I can. I don't think participants, pop up chat. Um, I don't know if I can do the. I don't think I can invite him, Joe. There's no place on here to do that. Well, all he has to do is go up to the notifications. If he is on my friend list, I don't know if he's a. Are you a subscriber? Maybe it's just the subscribers that sees it. I don't know. I'll have to. Yeah, if he's a subscriber, he ought to been able to see up in the notifications where it says that I'm going live. Is that where you seen it? Yeah. Okay. I'll check on it a little bit when we get through. Cause yeah, he's been wanting to join me. I've wondered where he's been. Okay. Then the king returned out of the palace garden. Okay, verse 8. Then the king returned out of the palace garden into the place of the banquet of wine, and Haman was fallen upon the bed whereon Esther was. Then said the king, will he force the queen also before me in the house? As the word went out of the king's mouth, they covered Haman's face. The couches for reclining were in the banqueting room, and it appeared that Esther had been reclining on one of them. Haman was so desperate for Esther to ask the king to spare his life that he fell upon the bed face down where Esther was. The king walked back into the room and was furious with Haman. He accused Haman of trying to rape Esther in his presence. It appears the attendants grabbed Haman and covered his head to take him to execution. One of the chamberlains said before the king, behold also the gallows 50 cubits high, which Haman had made for Mordecai, who had spoken good for the king, standing in the house of Haman. Then the king said, hang him there. The very gallows that Haman had built to kill Mordecai on would be where he would hang. Haman had sown the wind and would now reap the whirlwind. Harbona reminded the king that Mordecai had saved his life and this Haman had wanted to kill him. The prophecy of the wise men had come true. And in verse 10, so they hanged Haman on the gallows that he had prepared for Mordecai. Then was the king's wrath pacified. Haman's life had been wicked. He lived by violence and he died by violence. He had wanted to be a famous man and died as an infamous man. Haman died on the gallows he built for Mordecai. The king's wrath subsided after Haman had paid for his crime with his life. This really did not save Esther's life or the Jews, however. The edict still stood. We will see in the next lesson what was done about that. These are short little lessons, but we got 3 more lessons in Esther. Joe, I've been wanting to get back on Google Hangouts, and I got on there the other day to see if I could pull up any of the contacts. I got Alexis, she pulled me up, so I'm talking to her on there, and I can pull up the video chat. And if we can get back on the Google Hangouts, we can do a video chat together where we can all talk like we did before. So I've been trying to get back on there so we can do some of these Bible studies as a group thing. You know what I mean? But yeah, I have to talk to Kenny. I think the only subscribers will see me go live unless I'm on Facebook. Yeah, I don't know how you send it. That's why I just put in there in my walk. That's why I started that walk by faith little chat thing, so I could let them know when I was going to go live. But thank you for joining me, Joanna. And I'll go check on Kenny and see what I can. And I can always put this on the group chat too. And God bless you. You take care of that too.